Hello everyone, good to be with you again on video. I hope everybody is doing well. Got a few different things and updates to go over with you, some things going on at the agency. The first one deals with the fact that we had some people from criminal investigations assisting us with highway patrol in some of our more dangerous areas like the State Route 93. You know, I look around the state, I look around the nation where where agencies have asked people from different assignments to go back out to the road for a period of time. It has not gone well at those agencies. Once again, the character of our agency, the traditions of our agency, the fact that everybody still identifies with the fact that they came from patrol and understands the importance of it. I was just really impressed and proud of the fact that when we asked if some of our folks would have interest in going back out to the road for a week or so at different times to increase enforcement on these dangerous roads that we have, that people were so positive and professional about it. I just wanted to thank you for it. We talk about it in staff and it just makes me proud. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you a story about going into a store that does a great deal of work and service with law enforcement agencies. And this person has worked at this store for years and years. And they said to me, you know, you really have a special agency. Your troopers come in here all the time. And we get to hear all the complaints and things that people don't like about their agency. But from your guys, they're just kind of old school. And they're really proud of what they do. They're very much about business, and they take the job very seriously. It seems like they don't waste a lot of time complaining on minor things. And it's something that I notice here at the agency. We just have some really incredible people here. And the fact that we could ask the members of our agency to go back out to the road and away from their normal job routine and have such a positive response to it, there's nothing that can make you prouder as a person who's been given the honor to lead the agency. So I thank you for that, and please keep it up. It really has had an effect. You know, we're genuinely in the business of saving people's lives, and that's what we're attempting to do. We want to make these roads safer. So thanks a lot for your understanding. Thank you for your patience. Most of all, thank you for your selflessness and the manner in which you carry yourselves. That's not just about this assignment, that is every day here at this agency working for Arizona DPS, so thank you. One of the other things I want to cover with you are some backlog issues we're facing. This isn't new to the agency. We've faced some backlog issues before here in different areas of the agency. A lot of them deal with our places such as licensing, fingerprinting, CCW, places like that. And oftentimes those places are, they don't have the staffing they should have. We have really committed people there who really try hard and work hard. The volume of work that comes in is difficult to keep up with the amount of people that we have. I thank you for those of you assigned to those different arenas and jobs. I know you're facing challenges. In some of these areas, such as CCW, we've put something out to the department. I know both of the employee organizations have as well, in that we're requesting that people who want to come in and work on overtime and put in some extra hours to work in these areas so we can get this backlog completed. CCW is really unique. I don't know if everybody knew this, but when people apply for CCW permits here at DPS, you would think they're just Arizona residents. Well, they're not. They're people from all over the United States who apply for our CCW permit. And that makes it even more challenging. So we have a significant backlog that we're trying to attack. I think the last I checked, it was about 17,500. But it looks like we're starting to go at it pretty good. So if you do have interest and are qualified and you read the portal or the association newsletters about the qualifications, and you want to make some overtime and work at CCW, working on this backlog, that would be immensely helpful. We want to attack the Arizona residents backlog first, and then we'll deal with people from out of state. At the same time, what we're trying to do is automate the system. I think once we automate this system, it'll really lighten the burden on our people there and lessen the caseload. So we're trying to do these things essentially at the same time and have them run concurrently. But the first one is to attack that backlog for the Arizona residents and then get this thing automated and then deal with people who are from out of state. So if you have interest and think that it would be something you'd like to do and work a little bit of overtime on CCW, we would really appreciate it. And once again, thank you. As many of you heard or know, our agency is essentially increased by a division. We began what is an IGA or MOU with the Arizona Department of Transportation to oversee ADOT's ECD, and Kelly Heap was promoted to be the lieutenant colonel over that division, and he's overseeing that merger of that task force, if you will. So far it's been pretty good. There's definitely going to be some growing and learning challenges that come up. But I think going forward, it's going to prove to be very positive. I think it's going to work really well for both us and for the Arizona Department of Transportation. But that's increased the footprint of the agency as well as the oversight and management of the agency. The next one you may have heard about is something that's going on down at the legislature right now, and that's the Major Incident Division, and that would be another division added to the agency. We're in mid-March right now. If that goes through and the division is created by the legislature, that would certainly go into effect in July, and we would be standing up a new division. I can't tell you exactly how that division is going to look. I can give you some ideas and frameworks with that division. Primarily, that division is going to do the criminal investigations for officer-involved shootings for agencies throughout the state. That stated, there are counties and cities that can opt out of that program and will be giving a stipend from the state so they can run their own task force. There's some of those task forces taking place right now. I don't know if they will continue after the Major Incident Division comes up, if that in fact is ratified by the legislature. But there's some down in the Pima County area involving Tucson PD, Oro Valley, Marana, and Pima County Sheriff's Department, among others. Then we have one on the west side of town as well. But it looks like this Major Incident Division would be taking the majority of the officer-involved shootings throughout the state of Arizona. What does that mean for us? Well, as we see it right now, it would probably be a great deal of people who are coming from outside of the agency to work in that division. It could be people who worked at homicides or have a great deal of experience with officer-involved shootings, things such as that. It may be people from our agency, but it could be retirees from our agency as well. There may be some civilian positions in that agency that are, say, possibly former federal agents who have worked officer-involved shootings and things such as that. So though it will be part of DPS, there will be a large mix of people from other agencies, and part of that is to demonstrate the neutral nature of the division if it in fact comes to fruition at the end of this legislative session. So there's a lot to be learned from it. There's going to be a lot of different intricacies that go on. I don't have a lot of solid foundation as to how we're going to develop the division quite yet, because I don't even know that it's going to happen for sure. But it appears as though, from what we're hearing from the legislator and our legislative liaison, Blaise Baggs, that things are pushing forward, and it appears the agency would grow by another division. That essentially means that in a period of a year, our agency will have grown by 2 divisions. The next time I do a video, or either through our department notification system. I'll try and put out more information if we get more information as we go forward, but for right now, that's basically what we know. Apparently, everybody has gotten their phones issued to them, their new Samsung Droid phones, so they work with the Axon body cameras. I'm not sure if everybody likes them or doesn't like them yet. I'm sure I'll hear about that soon enough, if people like them or they don't. But also, it appears as though the red dots on the handguns, that transition is taking place and people are starting to take on those weapons. I haven't yet. I'm still on iron sights. I think after 33 years, it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for me to look at a red dot on my handgun, but I'm going to give it a shot. I think you've gotten your ceramic plates and your helmets and some of that equipment. So hopefully we're moving in the right direction on getting you the right equipment that you need to work out there. We're always working to improve our radio communications. We've gotten some funding for that. I think some of that will happen as years go on. I think it's going to be a long process, but we're definitely getting improvements in the area of equipment, communications, and training. I think we put just a few months ago, we put 50 people or more through the Gracie Combative School who have instructor certification. What I really want to see happen with that is that they go out and find time to train with everybody out in the field that they can. I don't care if you have access to mats, a high school wrestling room, anything, whatever it is, please maintain that training, pass it on to the people throughout the agency. We're going to continue to work on things like that. I think as much as it's important for us to communicate with people verbally and continue the professional relationships or the manner in which we carry ourselves on our stops and our contacts with the public, we have to have the ability to defend ourselves and defend others physically and have the confidence in our ability to do that. I think that people don't talk about that often enough, but I think that a factor of officer safety and the safety of others is having the confidence in yourself and your abilities to handle yourself in physical confrontations and situations is really critical in our job. And we're never going to be an agency that doesn't talk about it. That is one of the rudimentary things we deal with in this profession. This is a difficult job. Force isn't pretty, and sometimes we're going to have to apply it. And when we do, I want to ensure that our people are the best trained and capable of doing that. I want to talk to you about physical fitness. During the 7 years I've been here at DPS, I've been approached about having a physical fitness test multiple times. I'm not real big on having mandatory physical fitness tests, but I do think having a physical fitness test for the agency that is available, that people can measure themselves on, I do think that's important. Physical fitness is important to me, it's important to our executive staff, and I hope it's important to our entire agency. I think physical fitness is beneficial for physical and mental health. So what we've done is we went out and looked and searched for different programs that we thought would work for us. And what we developed were several different programs that are all voluntary. So we're going to have a physical fitness test here at the agency, but it is voluntary. I want to make that clear. There's a scoring system with the physical fitness test. I'm going to start with what we're going to call the DPS Combat Fitness Challenge, and I want to lend credit to Texas DPS because Texas DPS came up with the basis of this. Our folks at training have modified it to something that we feel works for us, is practical, and it's safe. And basically the combat fitness test is based on 300 points. It would begin with a seated ball squat and thrust with a medicine ball. It immediately goes to a kettlebell squat and raise to an upright row. It then moves to step-ups on a 12-inch box, I believe it is. That's a variable. From there, it goes to an overhead press with a variable weight. The weight is predicated upon gender. And then from there, it's a 1-minute row where the calorie setting is set on the Concept 2 rower. So however many calories you burn equates to how many points you get on the Combat Fitness Challenge. So everything is measured in repetitions for a period of 1 minute, then 1 minute to the next exercise, 1 minute to the next for 5 minutes. Then there's 1 minute rest, and you do that cycle again, and then you get 1 minute rest, and then you do the cycle again, and you're done. A perfect score is 300 points on the Texas Combat, or what's going to be a DPS combat fitness test. And if you get 300 points, we're going to give you 8 hours off, and you'll get a ribbon. If you get 270 points on the test, which means you have passed the test at a high level, you will also get a ribbon, and you will get 6 hours off. If you just pass the test, I'm not sure on this yet. I know we've had a discussion whether or not you get the ribbon, but you get 4 hours off for having passed the test. And so the ribbons will have different identifications on them as to what level you passed. If you say, hey, I don't want to do that test, I'd rather do just a straight rowing test on the Concept 2, we're using the United States Marine Corps rowing standards. They are based on age and gender for 5,000 meters. And if you hit certain percentages on there, again, you can receive your physical fitness award both with leave and with a ribbon. And then the last is the old standard Cooper test with a 1.5 miles, push-ups, sit-ups, and things like that that will be available to people. So all 3 of those will be available to people. All of them are voluntary. As we move forward, there will be physical fitness instructors, and you schedule a time with them to do your test. The Concept 2s will be available to you. These tests are not equipment intensive, but if you want more answers, if you have any questions, please contact Advanced Training, and they can answer them for you. But we look forward to it. We're gonna all put ourselves through it as well. So if you want to find something to measure where you are and something that's actually achievable for, I think, anybody here at the agency, that's going to be available to you. And I want to make clear, this is for everyone at the agency. This is for both professional staff and sworn. I don't have too much else today. There's a whole bunch going on. I wish everybody the best. Best to your families. I hope you're all well and healthy, and thank you again for everything you're doing.